You guys, it is a crisp 64 degrees this morning and I absolutely love it. All right, we need to talk lettuce for a minute. Lettuce is growing humongous. Onions are growing, tomato plant is growing, and look at y'all, it's starting to flower. Wait, do you see it? There it is. I'm starting to flower. Okay, so we'll have some fall tomatoes, lettuce. I'm starting to see pop-ups of my potatoes, carrots, and I had a sweet subscriber who messaged me and said the reason why my lettuce is getting so darn tall, it's called bolting, and that's because of the heat, but also because it's going to start flowering up here in the middle in a minute, and it's going to have produce seeds so that it can start producing its own lettuce seeds. So you have like two choices when this happens. Because I've just read up on it. You can start to pick it, which it is ready to pick, or you can let it keep bolting and flowering and then use those seeds to go ahead and make, start new lettuce. Or I guess you have three choices. Or you can rip off where it starts to bolt over here and then just keep the lettuce plant intact. I think we're gonna harvest. We're gonna harvest some lettuce today. Here we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna, I'm gonna take it off right where it's starting to bolt. Okay, that's better. I took off some of the big parts. I'm gonna actually, and take off some of the little dead leaves. I'm gonna have a lot of lettuce. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to go to the store because I need to get bigger bags. Hey, boo boo, get out. I am going to head on over to the grocery store and get really big freezer bags so that I can just start having this lettuce ready. We're gonna have some salads this week, it looks like. So that's what I've gotta do. So I'm gonna leave you here a little bit longer, a couple more hours, and then we'll come pick you tonight. So the part I'm not actually sure of is like I see the flowering part starting to come up. Do y'all see that right there? What I'm not actually sure of is, do you eat this part that's growing really long? I have no clue. I don't know, or do I just throw that away? I'm new to all this, you guys. I think I do see the little seeds in there starting to come up. Yep, I do. I actually see a few of these little cute little flowers budding up, which will all be tomatoes. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see 8 for sure. This side has a few more. 9, 10, 11, 12. I see 12. We're probably gonna have a good amount of tomatoes here soon. So excited for that. Oh, and I think the other one's starting to come up too. Yep, we've got this little tomato plant starting up as well. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to a brand new vlog. It is a beautiful 60, I think it was like 63 degrees when I woke up this morning. It's maybe 65 now, 68. It is perfect, but I have heard that it can be tricky here in Idaho. Then it becomes like summer weather again, and then you get hit with real fall. So there's kind of like little teasers I hear coming up. So anyway, I'm not gonna get too excited. I'm just gonna enjoy what it is today, which is a nice, crisp, beautiful day and gorgeous, gorgeous blue skies, breeze in the air. I'm just gonna enjoy it. It is what it is. Rich and the boys are getting loaded in the car and waiting on them, and then we're gonna go see what we're gonna do today. I kind of want to explore. I want to get out a little bit. I want to maybe head to a cool park or something like that. I'm not sure. So we're gonna see where the wind blows us this morning. When Rich gets in the car, I'm gonna ask him what he thinks of my hair, but I'm gonna tell you guys right now, he hasn't been making fun of it all morning, but kind of, and he's like, oh, it's so 80s. Okay, Bonnie Tyler. I don't even remember who Bonnie Tyler is. And it's just because I've been kind of letting it go. And I told y'all, I don't have curly hair. I have like wavy hair, and I wish I just had pretty curly hair, but I've just been letting it go because I'm trying to let it get nice and healthy before fall, I guess. I don't know. Just trying to let it get healthy because I damage it so often with straightening it. So you watch and see. He's going to make a comment. Really want Starbucks, but I'm holding off because I think the 30th is when their fall drinks come out, is what I was told. And I really want one of their fall drinks, but I'm going to hold off today. It's so funny. This is turning into like a car chat vlog because I love car chat vlogs, but I didn't plan that. And we haven't done a car chat vlog in a long, long time. Like maybe since last Christmas. I think I had blonde hair then. That's how I tell my YouTube videos. It's like, what color was my hair at that time? But I love car chat vlogs. So I've been receiving some really great emails and private comments, public comments about homeschooling, and specifically classical conversations, which we had been involved with for so many years since the beginning of my homeschooling. I've told you guys before that I was a tutor for classical conversations for years, and then I was the director for the past 3 years, and my family has done it pretty much about 7 years, 6.5, 7. This will be our 7th year, I believe. And I'm still doing classical conversations this year. I'm just doing it at home with my own family. Which means we're not like joining a community. We are doing it at home at our own pace. I believe in the system of it. I believe in the, I believe in the curriculum of it. I think it's really, really good and strong based on classical learning method. I just personally want to spend more time and elaborate longer with my kids on each week and each subject. So, that's where we are with that. I have one specific viewer, Teresa, who wrote to me the other day privately in an email. We've been chatting back and forth. Hi, Teresa. She is doing classical conversations homeschool. She's a homeschool mama. She's got the little ones. I think she said she has ages 4 through 7 little kids. And she was asking for specific advice for a first-time tutor, a tutor with little ones, all that sort of thing. And so I told her, I said, I'm going to do a quick video on this because I've done videos in the past on tutor tips, but I don't think I was a director yet when I did it. And now that I have 3 years of directing of classical conversations under my belt, I can tell you from a director's point of view what they're looking for in a tutor, what a parent's looking for in a tutor, and what a tutor needs to kind of set boundaries for themselves as well. So before we begin, I will link that video somewhere over here in the description of tutor tips before, but like I said, some of my views have changed on it. So the first and most important thing I would say as a homeschool mom, as a homeschool tutor, and as a CC director for all of that, I would say you have to set clear expectations and boundaries for your students. This also goes for along with if you are a homeschool mom. Your children are your students, but they have to also realize that you are mom and you love them infinitely as moms do. But when you are in school time and you're learning, they are your students as well. And so they have to learn to make sure that they are understanding and respecting the rules and boundaries that you have clearly laid out from day one for them for that homeschool year, or maybe they have to do with your family rules, whatever. Tutors of classical conversations. I have always said this when I was teaching in public school and private school, tutoring, and with my own kids. A classroom is like a family, right? Everybody has specific jobs. Everybody has certain needs that need to be tended to. And you are the mother hen, right? You are mama to all those little kids for that one day of the week. And so while you don't want to step over as the CC tutor, you don't want to step over the boundaries of the parents. And yes, the parents will be there or should be there at every single class. If they're not, make sure you talk to your director about that. But you also need to understand too that there's going to be parents that don't necessarily have the same boundaries in place within their home life for their children as you expect for your students. So basically, you need to teach those students how to treat you and how to treat others and how to treat the classroom. So yes, I know it can be so awkward from both a director's point of view, a parent's, and a TC tutor. It can be awkward to have to discipline somebody else's child in a classroom setting when the parent is sitting right there. But you inevitably will have parents who do nothing when their child is acting up in class, when their child is speaking out of term, when their child is being disruptive. So you need to set those clear boundaries out of respect for yourself and for every other paying student in that class. You need to set boundaries, clear-cut boundaries from day one in the classroom, right? Of what you expect. And if somebody breaks those rules or doesn't listen, there needs to be a set of consequences. So you can use a card system if you'd like, where you have from like green, yellow, orange, red, you know, that kind of thing. Or you can use a reward system like a prize box or sticker chart, something like that. But come up with a clear set of rules, not too many, maybe 5. Okay, the second thing that I shared with Teresa as well is that as the director of a CC community and as a parent, you want to see that your children are having fun and learning and becoming engaged in the material, because part of why we homeschool is that we can do things outside of the box of the norm classroom, right? Or of, I guess I should say, the mainstream classroom. So my example for Teresa, for her little ones, ages 4 through 7, but this really does work with everyone, right? Every age up to 13, 14, I feel like. They need to move. They need to get wiggles out. They need to use all of their multiple intelligences. They need to use kinesthetic learning, which means movement. They need to use auditory. They need to be able to use a way to speak, to speak their sentences or whatever curriculum that they're learning. They need to use all of it, visual, all of the different multiple intelligence. Okay, and next, and I will say too, again, I'm just going to reiterate this, all of these can be applied to any homeschooling mama, right? You don't have to just be a CC family or a CC tutor. This can apply to all of you if you homeschool. Grab and invest in some puppets. Okay, finger puppets, little puppets that you put on your hands. We have a puppet named Lola. I'll insert a clip of Lola right here. And Lola teaches Latin, right? She teaches Latin in our home. I used to use Lola in my classroom when I was a CC tutor. I even used Lola as a director before. Grab a puppet. I had a friend growing up who was homeschooled, a few friends, and their mom was telling my mom one time that she used puppets when she taught them, because if the child was going to make a mistake, they were not as scared to make it around the puppet, but they were more embarrassed to make it around her. I know that sounds kind of funny because she's controlling the puppet. Puppets can make something that would be ordinary or mundane come to life and become fun and something that they look forward to. So you don't want to necessarily use a puppet all day long in every single subject, but maybe choose 1 or 2 subjects where specific puppets come out to help teach that subject and to help the child and come alongside the child while they're working on a worksheet and ask them questions. I know it sounds silly, but I'm telling you it works and it is genius. So use it. This next one I save for last because it is the most important. Make sure that you are praying over your classrooms, right? Moms at a homeschool, if you're in your dining room, get up before your children, pray over your dining room, pray over each seat that your children sit in, pray over your workbooks. If you are a CC tutor, make sure that you are praying with your kids before class starts and at the close of class. That is so important to pray at the beginning, pray at the end. CC directors, if you're watching this, pray over your community. I did a thing last year in our CC community where I called up a different family each week and they were family of the week, and we prayed over that family and we used that family throughout the week to just love on them, to come alongside them, let them know that we loved them, that we cared. Maybe we invited them for a play date. Maybe we, took them out for coffee. We had a mom in our community that would bake bread for that family. Make sure that you're praying over your families, your children, and your direct. You want to make sure that you're committing your homeschool day and your time of learning together and your children's lives to the Lord before you start any of it, right? Because He has to be the center of all of it. It all revolves around God, and make sure your kids know that. There's been times when I'm having a really hard time with the boys and I'll just stop and say, even if I've yelled at them, and then I have to come back to God and say, hey, we've got to pray about this, guys, or we need to say a quick prayer because I just lost it for a minute because I'm human. And that's okay too. That's okay, right? Teach your kids, if you make a mistake, you go back to God. Go to God, ask for forgiveness. And those are the most important things I can tell you. There's so many more, I want to tell you, have a bag of tutor tricks, and there's curriculum you can buy, manipulatives, but honestly, that's what you really need. What I just told you. So I hope your school years are going well if you've already started. CC mamas and homeschool moms across the country. And I shared this little, I guess you could say, poem saying on my Instagram this morning, and I wanted to share it with all of you. And so if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you do. Rich and Sarah Idahome. I'll link it right here. I post little things, little snips throughout our week. I post a lot more on there that you don't always see on the vlog. But I read this morning and I thought, oh my goodness, it talks about how as moms, we are never putting ourselves first. But later on, you'll see how we actually are first. By putting ourselves second, we actually are putting ourselves first. So I want you guys to read that real quickly. And I hope you all have a wonderful end of your weekend and a great start to this next week. And I will see you back here tomorrow. If you have any homeschool questions, anything that you want to talk further into, curriculum questions, classical conversations, please feel free to email me at richandsarahvlog@gmail.com. Bye, guys.